now, here's another look at the Sonora A-20, or at least the former Sonora A-20, because, of course, in the first video I missed a few things. Now, the first thing is, I said that I thought it would have been brought over from the US by someone, but looking closer at it and a bit more research, I found that this was actually sold here. Well, it's got a dealer's plate from here, a little dealer's plaque, and I found a newspaper ad from 1929 in an Australian newspaper selling this. I think it was around £195 or something, which quite a bit of money. But yeah, so this was sold here. And now the interesting thing is, I'll show the ad and all that. The interesting is, while it says that it is 200 to 230 volts, which is about right, it also says that it's 60 hertz, or 60 cycles. And according to at least a document I found on the website for the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, Australia's never had any 60 hertz power supply, mains power anywhere. So unless that motor, you could sort of adjust the speed, like on some of them have a sort of wind-up gramophone style governor, which I suppose you could adjust the speed then. But if it didn't have anything like that, I don't know how it would run at the correct speed. So that is just weird. And it also says it used the Sonora high voltage valves, or tubes if you're American, which, I think they're the ones that were 15 volt that were really weird. So I can see why someone would have changed all that. But anyway, we can look at the turntable, and now this is the GU4. It's a BSR GU4, which is from about 1953, 1954. And I wasn't sure how to get this turntable off. Apparently there is a circlip under this rubber mat, which is glued down, so that's going to be fun trying to get this old mat off, because it's gone hard and I don't want to crack it, so I don't know how I'm going to get that off. It also has a screw underneath. I'll show that. I've got a cloth here so I don't wreck everything. I'll have to put this down for a bit. Yeah, they didn't do a particularly good job of installing it. They could have put some springs or something instead of just putting little scraps of foam. And then, this thing's been put on an angle because of how it's been jammed in. But anyway, there's also a screw. You can just see it there. That screw there. I'll just point at it. There, that screw there. That also holds the turntable in. So it has a little turntable retaining screw. And here you can actually see the radio chassis as well. Not a particularly good look, you can see. Yeah, I didn't bring a torch, I was dumb, but yeah, this does look like it's just off a little table radio. Well, probably sort of big-ish table radio, but you can't see it, but there's a cutout for a speaker back there. There's the tuning capacitor and all that. Yeah, as to what, I don't know, it was an Australian one though, because it has that little transfer there. But well, yeah. Now let's see if I can get this back in, because it's really tricky. I might just place it there for now. That's good enough for now, because that's really beautiful. But anyway, we're going to look at the back now, which I neglected to show. Let's see if I can get it around in a way. Oh, I'll try and be a bit more careful. Try and get some light onto the back. It's got some interesting plaques. So here's the back. Get a good view of it. The back doesn't really fit on. I suppose everything's sort of moved about in the last century, or probably 90 years anyway. You've got this little plate here about patents and licenses and stuff. And then this one's interesting, because it talks about latest and best developments in sound and all that. And it says, in keeping with this standard, this unit is designed for use in connection with long-playing recorded music, a forthcoming Sonora feature. So that's quite interesting. I do wonder what their long-playing record stuff was. And I suppose, funnily enough, in a way, this has ended up becoming compatible with long-playing records, not the ones they intended. but because of that modification with the turntable, it can now play LPs. And yep, New York, all that. But that's quite interesting, isn't it? And now I'll get this panel off, I'll just get it poured out. And it sort of clips in. Let's see if I can... There we go, it is very firm. Okay. There we go. There's not really much to see here either. Oh, there's a tub of stuff that I put there. Oh, it's just screws and... Yeah, I found these in the bottom of it. Whether they're important or not, who knows. But other than that... Yeah, this is... And this is where the electronics would have originally been. You can see it's now all just empty space, but originally you would have had... Yeah, the chassis sort of in two parts, I think. Yeah, you can actually see an edge where it was mounted here and all along. Screws would have gone through there. This just connects the speaker now. You can see there's a speaker. I think that's a replacement speaker. That does not look... Yeah. Yeah, it's STC. Yeah, I don't think that's the original speaker. Who knows, but... I don't know, but I think I think it might be a different... Yeah, you can see there was something else attached here. So I think this is not the... Yeah, and you can see the other places, screws and everything. I don't think this is original. And yeah, you can see there were cables run along here with these little clips. And there's a hole cut in here, although that's odd. There's something circular was attached here at some point. Well, that doesn't look original, because that goes right into the record compartment. Yeah, you can see here, there's a little stop. And that's been cut into the record compartment, so I don't know what was put there, but someone's messed around with this a bit. Well, that's interesting. They've actually got these metal brackets. I didn't actually notice that. Oh, and I'm not sure if I showed this. This is... Sorry, this is I'm going all over the place, but that is probably for the original power cord. And this is where I think there would have been connectors for the radio, to put a radio in. Because it says in the ad that you could connect a radio set to this and then have the sound come out the speaker. But yeah, there you go. That's where the chassis would... Yeah, one part of the one chassis and another one up there. Now it's all empty space. Now, if this thing works fine, I'm just going to leave it. I was going to redo it to what it would have been originally, but I don't think I'm going to find anything anywhere close to what it would have been. And if it works fine, I'll leave it, because it also means I don't have to change needles every time I play a record. But if it does have problems with getting too hot and all that, I will move the chassis back down here, maybe down here, because this is actually vented. This is where it was designed to go. I don't know why they put it up there, other than maybe to be able to get to the controls. But yeah, and I'll just connect the volume to what I think is the original volume control at the front. I'll see if I can show that, although now I've moved everything. No, I won't be able to get to it, but there's here this thing. And it's got a big pot behind there, so I think that might have been... Yeah, I don't know if it's original or not. You can't really tell. It might have been an earlier modification. But anyway, if it doesn't work very well as it is, I'll put the radio chassis back down here where it should be, but we'll see. Still need to service the turntable at this point, and yeah, I just don't know why they put that rubber thing there and glued it down. They did improve it with later ones. I don't know what the one is, but there's one from the 60s. I've actually got two auto changer BSR units, and they're really well designed in my view. And I'll be showing those as well at some point. But they're really well designed. Even the cover plate is so easy to take off to get to the circlip. And then in the 70s they screwed it up with that weird aluminium plate that gets clipped in but is really hard to remove. Anyway, I'm going off topic. There you go, you've seen the rest of the unit. It's not that interesting because most of it's been pulled out. Oh, and there's actually one more thing that I just remembered. I don't know if you're able to see it, but there's a little lamp, and here's the inside. It's just a box, really, with a cable going to it, but I really like that little lamp. that shows you it's on. I wish more things had that. Actually, I've got a Japanese little, tiny little stereogram. Also, it's not tiny, but it just looks funny because it's styled like the really big ones, but it's small. And it's got two. It's got one on the inside, one little red lamp on the inside, and one little red lamp on the outside. Anyway, I'm finally going to end it here and stop rambling. There you go. It's some empty space. Back again. Anyway, I said I wanted to show that little potentiometer there, and it's not really working, but maybe you can see something. There you go, that's the little knob at the front. I think it's a potentiometer anyway, but it doesn't look to be connected to anything. So I think it might be original, or at least an earlier modification. And here's I'm having to hold everything, which is quite inconvenient. But yeah, you can see a little cutout maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching this disorganized video, and goodbye.